I was trolling on YouTube because I got nothing better to do with my life, and one of the videos in the recommended was hashtag top 10 children's cartoon shows from the 90s / early 2000s. You'll never remember this one. And I was like, sure, why not? And and it had the greats. I'm talking, it had Gargoyles, it had X-Men, the animated series, it had Danny Phantom, you know, those fire tracks, man. You just start bumping your car and no one's gonna make fun of you for it. It was like, hey, is that a children's cartoon show? It's Danny Phantom! This is fire! And I'm like, yeah, you right. And then eventually just kind of like rolling on, and I'm like doing this. I'm doing this. And then all of a sudden, Captain Planet shows up. And Captain Planet shows up. So I'm like pumped. I'm like remembering all my childhood. I'm doing this, and then Captain Planet shows up, and then in me I'm like, yeah, Captain Planet, oh, he's a hero, bringing the pollution down to zero, yeah! And I'm like, this is one of the sissiest shows I've ever seen in my life. I forgot about this show. I remember catching this show like on a rerun, like twice before, I think. And I'm like, and even as like a very little kid, I'm like, this show sucks. Like, I was only like, oh man, I was like 5, 6, 7. I remember seeing it like very vaguely in between other shows. 5, 6, you're like, man, this show sucks. And it's like the premise of the show was like, oh, these evil big bad corporations, man, they just polluting the planet, man, and they just doing it cause they evil, man. And so these kids with their rings, and they touch hands, and then all of a sudden, oh, they summon the great Captain Planet, and his power is, not being polluting, and you can defeat him by like throwing some oil on him. Like that was the plot of like a lot of episodes. They just threw some oil on him real quick. And it's like, oh, and he like dies like in front of everyone. And he has to be like resuscitated. I'm like, good God, this show sucks. This show sucks. And one of the kids in that show, I remember, he had the power of heart. He had power of heart. I'm like, oh, what's the other kid? Yo, Faye, I was like, hey, yo, what's your power? I got the power of fire. I'll burn you. Yeah. He's like, hey, what's your power? Power of water, man. I'll do some Last Airbender stuff on you. Yeah. What's your power? Heart. Like, imagine being the one stuck with heart. Imagine being the one stuck with heart. Like what is that even like? What is that even? I don't even remember like what his power even really actually did. To be honest, I don't. Oh my God! But yeah. Like I said, YouTube recommended is sometimes really good, and then it makes you remember some of those weird things from your childhood, and that was one of them. So just remember, you may suck, but at least you're not heart.